BC. What's up, guys? Back on here doing the Blue Note 4100 series. Today, my feature today is Kenny Dorham's Trompeta, Toccata 4181. His final on Blue Note and his final as a leader. He went on to play on other people's albums, but as a leader, this was his final album. Talking about a killer way to end the Blue Note, and definitely anybody that's into Kenny Dorham, man, he goes all the way back to the Horace Silver and the Jazz Messengers. He played a few things on there. He's been on everybody's stuff. He played on Steeplechase, Riverside with Sonny also. But yes, from Trompeta, Toccata. Uh, this session was released in 1964. And then the killer lineup: Joe Henderson, Tommy Flanagan, Richard Davis, and Albert Heath on the drums, on the sticks. 4 tracks, 3 of them composed by the great Kenny. Quiet Kenny is what they called him. It opens up the title track, modal as hell. It just starts off so modal. You could hear all the Latin influences when he traveled. When he traveled all over South America, playing in different bands. And I could tell that was a lot of the influence of playing with Blakey too. He gets that nice rumble. Richard Davis is actually the bottom of that whole track. He holds everything together. And it just goes modal, like a 12 bar blues, but not blues. It's almost there, but you hear the Latin tingles. And then that was the track 1. Track 2, Night Watch. He sits at home. You can tell he does a lot of night thinking. You can tell he does a lot of practicing at night. So he came about with this song, Night Watch. And actually, he composed it, but the song was made by actually Richard Davis. The title was Richard Davis, but he composed the music. Night Watch, a straight vamp, man. It's just so good, man. It's that the hard bop at its fullest. Kenny was so underrated. I'm just amazed how he doesn't get talked about with the Hubbards, the Lee Morgans. I mean, he's a great composer, and he can play, man. He can play his ass off. And then side 2, definitely a staple. Joe Henderson composed this. You could tell it's straight Joe. Mamacita. And that actually harks back to when he was living in Ohio, Lima, Ohio. Growing up with different ethnic backgrounds, he had that Latin feel. I think that's why him and Kenny Dorham did a couple of albums together, like Page One and all. They did those albums together because they all had that connection. They knew all the influences. They loved the Latin undertones of the music. Oh yeah, Mamacita. You could tell he just strictly stretched out. This is Joe. You could tell it's a Joe tune, man. He just blows. Comes out sideways. Comes out of the smoke, and the smoke clears. And yeah, Kenny, just his ability to just play, man, over all of that stuff, man. He controls. Yeah, Mamacita. Then the final, which is written by Kenny Dorham, The Fox, talking about fast pace. The Fox is what he thought of. He had that Texas thought from where he from. He knew that was gonna be his track, the solo. You could see his skills as his trumpet just flies, man. That song is fast paced as hell and it never lets up. The Fox. And everybody just dueling. Everybody gets their solo. And Heath, his drumming is woof, smoking. And Tommy Flanagan, Richard Davis, they all just was, man, you talking about, man, this is a straight classic. You know, if you're in the Kenny, definitely get this. You will not be disappointed. This copy here I bought about, I want to say like 10 years ago, 10, 15 years ago. This is my copy. It's actually a Liberty pressing, but with the original New York, USA cover. This is an original cover. Nice and clean because I took the shrink wrap off because when I bought it, it had half shrink wrap on it. But this is the one with the different labels. Side one is New York, USA stereo, and then it's a Liberty on the other side. So it's a mismatched label. So I want to say this is from 1967. It has the Van Gelder stamp, and it has a stereo stamp also. And I got to compare this. I had a buddy that has an original stereo of this, but his is not as a good condition as mine. And we did the comparison. I mean, this one sounded pretty much close. I was surprised how beautiful this would sound. Very close to the original. So I wonder, it does have the Van Gelder stamp, but I think he already, you know, when the Liberty had changed over. But yes, 4181, classic stuff. Kenny Dorham, Trompeta, Toccata. Anybody out there definitely wanna dig their toes in? If they're a fan of the Unimos, Unimos is another classic. And then the one he did in the 50s, Afro Cuban. If you're into that stuff, you would definitely love this. And if you're a Joe Henderson fan and Richard Davis, you would love this. These are the cusps of that whole crew, man. It's hard to believe this is this is his last album he did on Blue Note. He ended up passing away in '72, kidney failure. But yeah, he went on to play on a lot of people's stuff. So, but yeah, 41, 81, Blue Note. I like to thank Sherv and all those guys, man. Man, these 4100 series, the 4000 series, oh man, it's awesome. So much great jazz, man. Especially we're in the 60s right now. We're in the 64. So much great stuff. But yes, definitely check out this Kenny. Trompeta Toccata, 4181. Peace.